Hello, and welcome back to Timeless Wisdom. Have you ever wondered how some kitchens manage to look spotless and inviting, no matter how often they're used? What if I told you that with just a few time-tested tips, you could turn your own kitchen into a place that always feels fresh, tidy, and pleasant without spending hours scrubbing every day? In this video, I'm excited to share 10 unique strategies inspired by generations of wisdom from around the world. These are simple, practical habits that anyone can follow to keep their kitchen organized, sparkling, and free of stubborn odors, making the whole home feel more welcoming. If you don't try these techniques, you might keep feeling stressed about messes, worry when guests visit, or let unwanted smells linger longer than they should. But stick with me to the end, and I promise you'll discover a new way to care for your kitchen own that's surprisingly easy and truly effective. So get comfortable and let's unlock these secrets together. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom, and join our community for more practical tips and inspiration. Tip 1. The 3-minute rule. The first technique that will revolutionize your kitchen is something I call the 3-minute rule. You know when you finish cooking and leave everything to wash up later? Well, that's the biggest mistake you can make, and the Japanese figured it out a long time ago. The problem is simple. When you leave dirty dishes, pots, and utensils for hours, grease hardens, food residue sticks like glue, and the mess that would normally take seconds to remove turns into an epic cleaning battle. Plus, odors start to build up and spread throughout the kitchen. The Japanese solution is brilliant in its simplicity. As soon as you finish using any utensil, pan, or plate, you have exactly 3 minutes to give it a quick wash. It doesn't have to be a deep clean, just a quick wipe with warm water and a drop of dish soap. For example, did you use the frying pan to cook an egg? As soon as you remove the egg, place the still warm frying pan under water. Quickly wipe it with a sponge, and that's it. Did you use a knife to cut tomatoes? 3 minutes later, it's clean and ready to go. The benefits are impressive. First, you'll never have that pile of dirty dishes waiting for you again. Second, your kitchen will always look presentable, even while you're preparing meals. Third, you'll save at least an hour a day that you would spend washing piles of dishes. And fourth, unpleasant odors simply won't have time to form. Tip 2. The power of hot water with bicarbonate. Now, I'm going to teach you the second secret that will leave your kitchen with that fresh smell that everyone loves. You've probably heard of baking soda, but I bet you haven't heard of this specific Japanese technique that enhances its effects. The big problem with kitchens is that no matter how much we clean them, there are always those persistent odors that seem to have settled in permanently. This happens because odors can be found in places we don't even imagine: inside the drain, in the cracks in the stove, behind the refrigerator, and even in the walls and cabinets themselves. The Japanese technique is as follows. Once a week, boil 2 ell of water and add 4 heaping tablespoons of baking soda. While the water is still hot, slowly pour it down the sink drain, allowing the steam to spread throughout the kitchen. Then, with a clean cloth soaked in the same solution, wipe all surfaces, countertops, stove, outside of the refrigerator, and even the walls near the stove. But here's the special secret. After applying the solution, you don't rinse it off immediately. You leave it on for exactly 15 minutes before wiping it off with a damp cloth to remove the excess. During those 15 minutes, the baking soda is working to neutralize all odors at a molecular level. The result is a kitchen that not only looks clean, but is actually odor-free. You'll notice that even the smell of the food you cook is pure, without mixing with old odors. Your family will start commenting on how great your kitchen always smells, and you'll find cooking in this new environment much more enjoyable. Tip 3. The wet napkin technique. The third Japanese secret I'm going to share with you is so simple that it may seem obvious, but I guarantee that 90% of people don't do it correctly. It's the wet napkin technique, and it will solve one of the biggest problems in your kitchen: the little messes that accumulate throughout the day. The problem is that we only remember to clean the kitchen when it is already visibly dirty. By then, dozens of small dirts have accumulated oil splatters on the stove, crumbs on the counter, water drops around the sink, and those little stains that seem to appear out of nowhere. When we finally get around to cleaning, these small dirts have already turned into big, hard-to-remove messes. The Japanese solution is to always keep a slightly damp napkin or dishcloth in a closed container in the kitchen. It should not be soaking wet, just damp enough to wipe without leaving water dripping. Every time you use the kitchen before you leave, quickly wipe all surfaces with this napkin. See a splatter on the stove? Wipe it down. Did a crumb fall on the counter? Wipe it down. Did a drop of water get on the faucet? Wipe it down. Let me give you a practical example. You've just made a sandwich. Before you leave the kitchen, you take the damp cloth and wipe it over the counter where you made the sandwich, the faucet where you washed your hands, and the stove, even if you didn't use it. This takes less than 30 seconds, but it prevents small dirt from accumulating. The benefits are extraordinary. Your kitchen will always look like it was just cleaned because, in fact, it is constantly being cleaned. You will save a lot of time on heavy cleaning because it will hardly be necessary. And best of all, your family will start to follow your example because it is much easier to keep clean than to clean up afterwards. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new content. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I want to know if these Japanese techniques are going far. Now, let's move on to the next tip, which is one of my favorites. Tip 4, the secret to organizing by zones. Now, I'm going to reveal to you the 4th Japanese secret that will transform not only the cleanliness, but the entire functionality of your kitchen. It's the concept of organizing by zones, an ancient technique that will make you wonder how you ever lived without it. The biggest problem with most kitchens is that they are organized haphazardly. Utensils are scattered around, ingredients are in cabinets far from where they are used, and cleaning products are mixed in with food. This creates an invisible chaos that makes every task in the kitchen more time-consuming and tiring than it needs to be. The Japanese technique divides its cuisine into 5 distinct zones. The preparation area, where knives, cutting boards, and bowls are kept. The cooking area, around the stove, with pots, spices, and oils. The cleaning area, near the sink, with detergents, sponges, and cloths. The cold storage area around the refrigerator, with containers for leftovers and food that goes into the refrigerator. And the dry storage area, where non-perishable ingredients are kept, organized by type. Let me give you a practical example of how this works. When you're going to make a stir-fry, all the utensils and ingredients you need are already organized in the right areas. The knives and cutting boards are in the preparation area. The oil and seasonings are in the cooking area. When you're done, the cleaning products are in the cleaning area. You don't waste time looking for anything, and cleaning happens naturally because everything already has its specific place. The result is a kitchen that runs like a well-oiled machine. You'll cook faster, clean faster, and find everything you need effortlessly. Plus, since each zone has its own specific function, it's much easier to keep things clean because you'll always know where each type of mess might appear and how to deal with it right away. Tip 5. The magic of warm vinegar. The 5th Japanese secret I'm going to share is about an ingredient that you probably already have at home but that you've never used properly. It's warm vinegar, and it will solve problems in your kitchen that you didn't even know had a solution. The problem is that many kitchen surfaces develop an invisible layer of grease and residue that regular soap can't completely remove. This is especially true around the stove, on the range hood, on cabinet handles, and even on the refrigerator. This invisible layer attracts more dirt, traps odors, and makes your kitchen never really look clean, even after a thorough cleaning. The Japanese technique involves heating half a cup of white vinegar until it is lukewarm, never boiling. You add the same amount of warm water and put it in a spray bottle. Once a week, you spray the solution on all surfaces that may have accumulated grease. Leave it to act for 5 minutes, and then wipe it off with a clean, dry cloth. The secret is in the temperature. Warm vinegar dissolves grease much better than cold vinegar, and its acidity neutralizes odors and naturally eliminates bacteria. When you wipe it after 5 minutes, you're not just cleaning the surface. You're removing layers of dirt that have been there for months. For example, if you use this technique on your range hood, you'll see how shiny it becomes in a way you haven't seen in years. If you use it on your cabinet handles, they'll feel smooth and clean to the touch. If you use it on the outside of your refrigerator, it'll have that new fridge shine. The benefits go beyond cleaning. Since vinegar is a natural disinfectant, your kitchen will be truly sanitized. Odors will disappear because their source is being eliminated. And you will notice that future cleanings will be much easier because there will no longer be a layer of grease stuck to attract new dirt. Tip 6. The 3-cloth system. Now, I'm going to teach you the 6th Japanese secret that will revolutionize the efficiency of your cleaning. It's the 3-cloth systema technique that will make you clean better while spending less time and effort. The problem most people face is that they use the same cloth to clean different surfaces, spreading dirt instead of removing it. You clean the countertop, then the sink, then the stove, all with the same cloth. What happens is that the dirt from one surface contaminates the other, and you end up having to clean everything again. The Japanese system uses 3 different colored cloths for 3 types of surfaces. A blue cloth for wet surfaces such as the sink, faucet, and around the refrigerator. A red cloth for greasy surfaces such as the stove, range hood, and countertops where you prepare food. And a green cloth for dry surfaces such as cabinets, tables, and appliances. Each cloth has its own specific function and is never mixed with the others. The blue cloth is always slightly damp and is used to clean and dry surfaces where there is water. The red cloth is used with stronger cleaning products to remove grease and food residue. The green cloth is always dry and is used for finishing and removing dust. I'll give you an example of how to use it in practice. You finish cooking and are going to clean the kitchen. First, you use the red cloth to clean the stove and the countertop where there was food. Then you use the blue cloth to clean the sink and dry the faucet. Finally, you use the green cloth to wipe down the cabinets and appliances, leaving everything sparkling. The result is a much more efficient and hygienic cleaning process. You don't spread dirt from one surface to another. Each type of dirt is treated with the right cloth and product. And best of all, you save time because you don't have to clean the same thing over and over again. Your kitchen really gets clean in one go. Tip 7. The preventative cleaning technique. The 7th Japanese secret I'm going to share is about completely changing your mindset about cleaning. It's the technique of preventative cleaning, and it will make sure you never have to deal with a really dirty kitchen again. The problem is that we always think of cleaning as something that we do after the dirt has already appeared. We see the stain, so we clean it. We smell the bad smell, so we investigate where it's coming from. We see the mess, so we organize it. This reactive mentality means that we're always playing catch up, always spending more time and energy than necessary. The Japanese technique completely reverses this logic. Instead of reacting to dirt, you prevent it from appearing. How? By creating small prevention rituals that become automatic in your daily life. For example, every time you open the refrigerator, you automatically check to see if there are any spills to clean. Every time you use the stove, you automatically clean around the burners before spills turn into stuck-on stains. I'm going to teach you 3 specific rituals. The morning ritual. When you make coffee or your first meal, you automatically check and clean the sink, stove, and countertop. The lunch ritual. When you're done cooking, you automatically organize spices, wipe up spills, and get everything ready for the next meal. The evening ritual. Before you go to bed, you take a quick walk around the kitchen to check for anything out of place or any surfaces that need attention. Each ritual takes less than 2 minutes but saves you hours of heavy cleaning. For example, if you wipe up a sauce spill on your stovetop as soon as it happens, it takes 5 seconds. If you wait until later, it could take 5 minutes of scrubbing to remove. Multiply that by all the little spills and messes that happen every day, and you understand the power of prevention. The result is a kitchen that never needs heavy cleaning because it's always being maintained. You save hours each week. Your kitchen always looks presentable for guests. And you develop a much more relaxed relationship with cleaning. Instead of being a heavy and boring task, it becomes a series of small, automatic gestures that are part of your routine. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now, let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 8. The power of natural steam. The 8th Japanese secret I'm going to teach you is about using a force of nature that is always available in your kitchen, but that very few people know how to take advantage of correctly. It's the power of natural steam, and it will solve cleaning problems that you thought were impossible to solve. The problem is that there are places in the kitchen where dirt builds up so much that it seems impossible to remove the inside of the microwave, the cracks in the stove, the inside of the hood, those yellowish stains that appear on the walls near the stove. We try to scrub them, use harsh chemicals, and the dirt still resists. The Japanese technique is brilliant in its simplicity. You put a bowl of water in the microwave and heat it for 3 minutes. The steam created softens all the stuck-on dirt. And then you just need to wipe it off with a cloth to easily remove everything. For the stove, you put a pot of water to boil and direct the steam to the dirtiest areas using a makeshift funnel made of paper. For the walls, you use an iron to steam clothes, keeping a safe distance. Let me give you a practical example. Your microwave has those yellowish stains that seem to be part of the appliance. You put a bowl of water and a few drops of lemon in it, heat it for 3 minutes, leave it for another 2 minutes with the door closed for the steam to act, and then just wipe it down with a cloth. The stains come off like magic without you having to scrub or use chemicals. The secret lies in the fact that the steam heats the dirt and the moisture causes it to loosen from the surfaces. It's like giving your kitchen a hot bath, softening up everything that's stuck on. Plus, the steam naturally kills bacteria and mold, leaving your kitchen not only visually clean, but actually sanitized. The benefits are impressive. You can clean places that previously seemed impossible. You save money on cleaning products. You protect your health because you don't use harsh chemicals. And, best of all, the results are superior to any chemical product because the steam penetrates places that liquids can't reach. Tip 9. The 5 senses strategy. The 9th Japanese secret I'm going to share will completely change your perception of what it means to have a truly clean kitchen. It's the 5 senses strategy holistic approach that will make your kitchen not only look clean, but stimulate all of your senses in a positive way. The problem is that we often only use our eyes to judge whether a kitchen is clean. If it looks clean, we consider it clean. But a truly clean kitchen needs to be pleasing to all 5 senses. Sometimes a kitchen looks clean, but it smells funny. Or it looks and smells fine, but when you touch the surfaces, they feel sticky. Or everything looks perfect, but there's an annoying dripping sound that indicates a problem. The Japanese technique teaches you to do a thorough check using all your senses. For sight, you not only look to see if it is clean, but also to see if there is visual harmony, if the colors are balanced, if there are elements that convey peace. For smell, you identify and eliminate any unpleasant odors, but also introduce pleasant natural aromas. For touch, you check if all surfaces are really clean to the touch, not just visually. For hearing, you eliminate annoying noises and even introduce pleasant sounds. For taste, you make sure that the environment does not interfere with the taste of the food. I'll give you some practical examples. For your sense of sight, you add a small vase of fresh herbs that not only look pretty, but also serve as a seasoning. For your sense of smell, You put dried orange peels in a sachet inside your cupboards. For your sense of touch, you run your hand over all surfaces after cleaning to make sure they're really smooth. For your sense of hearing, you eliminate that annoying drip from the faucet. For your sense of taste, you avoid using cleaning products with very strong odors near your food. The result is a kitchen that is not only clean, but actually enjoyable to use. You'll find yourself spending more time in the kitchen because it's so inviting. Your family will start to gather in the kitchen more often. People will compliment you not only on the cleanliness, but on the overall feel of the place. And you'll find much more enjoyment in cooking because all of your senses are being positively stimulated. Tip 10, the closing ritual. The 10th and final Japanese secret I'm going to share is perhaps the most powerful of all. It's the closing ritual practice that will ensure that your kitchen remains at the standard you've set for it day after day, without exception. The problem is that we start out with a lot of enthusiasm, implementing various cleaning and organizing techniques. But after a few weeks, the enthusiasm wanes and we gradually return to our old habits. The kitchen that was spotless becomes a mess again, and we feel frustrated because we can't maintain the standard. The Japanese technique solves this by creating a closing ritual that happens every night without exception. It's a set of specific actions that you do in a specific order, transforming the closing of the kitchen into an almost meditative moment. This ritual lasts exactly 10 minutes and ensures that you always wake up to the perfect kitchen. The ritual has 7 steps. First, you put away everything that is out of place. Second, you clean all surfaces in the correct order. Third, you check to see if there is anything in the trash that could cause an odor overnight. Fourth, you organize the cleaning cloth for the next day. Fifth, you check to see if there is anything in the refrigerator that needs attention. Sixth, you mentally plan what you are going to prepare for breakfast. Seventh, you do a final check with all your senses as you learned in the previous tip. I'll give you an example of how this works in practice. It's 10, 0 at night, and you finished all your kitchen activities for the day. You dedicate exactly 10 minutes to the ritual. You put away the last utensils that were out of place. You wipe down all the surfaces with a damp cloth. You check the trash and empty it if necessary. You organize the 3 colored cloths for tomorrow. You take a quick look in the refrigerator. You think about what you're going to prepare in the morning and set aside what you need. You do a final check sight, smell, touch, hearing. That's it. The result is that you always wake up to a kitchen that's ready to use. There's no morning frustration with mess or dirt. You start your day with a sense of control and organization. Most importantly, because the ritual is always the same, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about what to do. You just follow the sequence that's already engraved in your mind. Final thoughts. You've just discovered 10 powerful habits that can truly refresh the way you care for your kitchen, transforming it into a space that's clean, organized, and inviting every single day. From quick daily habits to thoughtful evening routines, each tip is simple to follow and has stood the test of time, helping countless people make cleaning less of a chore and more of a rewarding ritual. Don't feel pressured to apply everything at once. Just pick the tip that resonates most with you and try it out for a week. As you build these habits step by step, you'll soon notice a huge difference in your kitchen and in your daily routine. Remember, a tidy and pleasant kitchen isn't about working harder or having more time, it's about using the right strategies consistently. Now, I'd love to know, which tip are you most excited to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing your stories and ideas. And if you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom, and tap the bell icon so you never miss more practical tips for a happier home. Your dream kitchen is closer than you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.